It is your boy Salim from Notorious Reactions back with another banger. Now, you saw the title Toxic Masculinity, Rules of Modern Dating, Understanding Women. It's complicated. Without further ado, let's take a dive.
What is the difference between masculine and feminine energy?
I feel like feminine energy is like just, it relates back to like I feel like old times, like womenish roles and like the feminine energy that go along with that. Like men should, in my opinion, men should open the door and just like feminine energy, and masculine energy is more of like the not in control, but just like the leader of the relationship.
You see, and it's funny. She's just referring to traditional gender roles, right? Men being leaders in charge, taking the brunt of the stress as far as life goes on a day to day basis, right? They're the ones thinking about the solutions and whatnot, and women being more submissive, being more nurturing, being more caring. But she had to kind of walk around because she didn't want to say in control, and that just speaks to how much people are scared to say what they really think nowadays because she doesn't want to seem like she's not for women, but it is what it is. And I think she wants that. And it's okay for most people to want that as well. Just because the times are so called going forward, it doesn't mean you can't be traditional in what you desire in a man or a woman.
My opinion. So
I would say bravado. It's like taking leadership in a role, being in charge of situations, and then feminine energy. I would say it's more like not entirely, but being more submissive, being led.
Not quite aggressive, but more like go-gettery. Whereas feminine energy tends to always be seen as a more caretakery.
I don't know. I feel like super safe and a little bit more like
I feel safer
confident.
around masculinity.
Masculine energy.
Femininity is more like happy.
We're happier.
Does a man have to be masculine in order to attract a woman?
for me, yes. Yes.
Does a woman
Like her,
need to
she's
be
on it.
feminine in order to attract a man?
Yes, for me, yes.
They don't actually need to be feminine. I think to retain a guy, yes, but nowadays, but look, let's be quite honest. Like you'll walk around, there's a lot of girls with masculine energy, and it's okay to admit it. To attract the guy, no, because things are imbalanced. There's a lot of feminine men and a lot of masculine women, and they tend to get together. But the the energies are kind of mixed up, so it never actually lasts. But my answer is no. Girls actually don't need to be feminine to attract a guy, which is kind of funny.
Do you think women are more attracted to masculine or feminine men?
I believe more masculine.
You just feel safe.
I feel
like
safe.
honestly, and it's just hot.
It's hot.
Definitely more attracted to masculine.
What do you think women find attractive about a man in touch with his masculinity?
How confident he can be, how sure he is of himself. He can lead her. Go back to being what I said, leading her in a certain direction, taking charge of certain situations, being protective. You know, it's that whole protect, provide nature.
That he's able to like care for me and like protect me when we're out in public.
He's a provider. He can take care of me. Also put in that assertiveness. That's what I like about the masculine energy.
And what's attractive about a man in touch with his femininity?
I feel like they're less likely to see things like me being a breadwinner more as a threat, and they're more likely to see it as like a positive thing and celebrate my success.
I think since it's like so looked down upon, it's like cool to see guys who are in touch with such like feminine parts about themselves.
Why is that?
I don't know, because you just don't see it as an everyday thing. So once you see it, it's just like, okay, you know, he's not scared to go out of his comfort zone for something that's not normalized in this social society.
I would rather my man be a little bit more feminine or sensitive in that tone. You know what I'm saying? I really don't use feminine and masculine because I just feel like people should just be who they are. You know what I'm saying? If you're soft, if you're gentle, if you're loving, then it is what it is. And if you
Look, I'm not too sure about that, but I understand what she's trying to say, and I think she's right. But you got to understand, this is where things get mixed up a lot. When they say they want their man to be in touch, they don't mean for you to cry all the time, right? It's very, very delicate, meaning that you're socially aware of what's happening. emotionally aware as well. You can sympathize and empathize with girls to better understand their situation, because too much of a manly man can be a bad thing. So to have a middle ground where you can relate to her experience and allow her to really feel safe is what she means. Not you crying all the time and doing girly things. And that's where things get lost in the sauce. Now where these days guys think that when girls say a guy in touch with his feelings, that they want another girl as a boyfriend. That's not what it is. And you got to be careful.
Go by rough love or tough love or anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody's out there with tough skin for you.
At what point does masculinity become toxic masculinity?
If they're too demanding,
Arrogant.
overwhelming,
Yeah.
egotistical.
I feel like when they're taking over the relationship and it's like unbalanced energy, that's what it is. For me.
Yeah, for sure. When it becomes unbalanced and they use that masculine energy as power
Mhm.
over you and they become controlling.
I feel like it's when they let that masculinity become their only personality trait and they almost feel disgusted with doing anything that may be considered more feminine.
If men had the space to really be themselves and not be pressured into thinking that they're gay or soft or, whatever it may be, I feel like if we didn't have that type of like thought about men being like gay or anything, then men would be more softer. They would be more in tune with their feelings, and they would be just, I don't know, just better people.
I think she raises a great point. But why does man being more in touch with their feelings or more expressive always has to do with their masculinity spectrum going towards the feminine side? Why wouldn't it just mean guys finding ways to funnel and to really work on understanding themselves, right? Maybe letting it out, finding ways like sports, getting into activities where they have a brotherhood with other guys to really learn how to control themselves. It does not necessarily have to do with guys becoming more of women. Anytime we say, oh, a guy being more in touch with his feelings, it has to do with a guy becoming more like a woman. Maybe that's not the answer. Has anybody ever thought about that?
Do you think toxic masculinity is more likely to come from an alpha or beta male?
Alpha.
I think it can come from both, honestly. Maybe probably a beta. Maybe an alpha. I don't know exactly. I don't know.
What is the difference between alpha and beta males?
I think alpha is someone who would kind of be considered a leader. And I think a lot of the time that carries like a bad rep, but I don't personally think that it is. So
Can toxic masculinity exist without toxic femininity?
No, they go hand in hand.
So then why don't we just call it toxic behavior?
Ooh, that's a
question.
good one. It's definitely it's just toxic behavior on both halves.
What does toxic femininity look like?
you girls know, you know what you do. I'm just saying, there's like, girls know what they're doing. Like, if you ever think that a girl is innocent, you're probably wrong. Like, she knows what she's doing.
Thank you very much. Yo, guys, don't be fooled. Don't think that she did that by accident. People will try, especially girls, to take the blame and accountability off of themselves by saying, oh, I didn't mean it. But humans are humans. People are smart. If she's smart enough to go to school, she's smart enough to drive a car, to make a decision. That thing she said about you having a little wee wee was not an accident. You know what I mean? We're playing with your manhood. You just got to take charge. Let people know that you're not going to let them step over your feet.
Bitchiness, for sure.
For sure.
So then why are there some women who are proud of being bitches?
I have no idea.
I would say I kind of am one of those girls.
So you're toxically feminine.
Yeah, we're
I'd
toxic.
say it's definitely helped me in the world. I'd say I used to let men walk all over me, and now being a bitch to men has definitely helped me like put them in their place and be able to show them that like I am an equal partner,
Why would you have to be a bitch in order to show men that you're an equal partner? Like,
I guess it's the type of men that I go for.
well, I'm saying, isn't there a difference between like having healthy boundaries and just having a bad attitude?
Yes, there's definitely a difference for
For
sure.
me, bitchiness is more about being assertive.
Yeah.
Why is there so much media attention exposing the flawed nature and behavior of men, but not also the flawed nature and behavior of women?
Because in this day of age, women like to be victims. I am a strong believer in that, and
Okay,
I
Shorty.
feel bad for a lot of guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's all about like, how you talk to any girl and she'll say her ex is a narcissist. Like, not every guy walking.
Hey, yo, she raised a great point. Ask any girl about her ex, and she's gonna say he was this and that. But the best question to ask actually is what do you say? What do you say you would have done, or you're responsible for for that relationship not working? What did you do that is wrong? That was wrong, and watch them kind of stumble and fumble over their own words to trying to find a way to not take accountability, because that's the thing. Because I don't hear a lot of guys say, "Yo, my ex was this and that." Not that it's not a thing, but they don't talk trash as much as a lot of girls I know about their exes. And it seems like they're all angels, but it was all their ex's fault.
This earth is a narcissist. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in that.
I would say maybe that has to do with the algorithm in your phone or what you're searching up or what they promote to you. Like when I go on my YouTube, I see a lot of that, a lot of downplaying men, a lot of downplaying what we do or what we provide, a lot of trying to uplift women. Not to say that they shouldn't be uplifted, but it's to me, it's a matter of why are we bringing men down and not uplifting men just like we're uplifting women.
Are women more attracted to nice guys or bad boys?
Bad boys.
Bad boys, bad boys.
No hesitation.
So then why should men care about what women want?
They shouldn't, but it's just like women care about what men want. Like,
We do.
No one should care, but we do. It's just human nature.
Men need women, women need men.
If men and women needed each other, why do gay people exist?
Okay, aside from that.
Okay, yeah. Apart from that,
Why do
He's a
women
smart
complain
ass.
about toxic masculinity when women enable that behavior?
As a VFX artist, my world can be anything I want it to be.
By choosing to date bad boys?
Oh,
Again, victimizing themselves. You guys just love being the victim.
I couldn't even say, man. Like, you guys are perpetuating that stuff, Like, you choose to be with this guy that's gonna fuck on other females, excuse my language, or go do some other stuff behind your backs, be cheating on you and stuff. Then you got the nice guy over here, and you don't give him no opportunity, and then eventually that turns him into that. Now he's looking at it like, all right, for me to even compete, I gotta treat you like that.
Women often are really, really insecure. Like, we like to project our insecurities. So a lot of the time, the loudest and proudest girl out there is definitely the one that has, some mental issues and insecurities. That's what I'd say.
Why is it when
And you got to take a step back and look what he said earlier. This is like the quintessential problem that all guys have. It's they fail to understand that there is a huge discrepancy between what girls say they want and what they actually want. You got to look at their actions and just go based off of that, and be a lot less mindful or wary about what she says, because at the end of the day, look at the past boyfriend she's had. Right, not to say that he was successful, but it leaves clues as to how you got to behave, and that's what you got to be wary of.
a woman doesn't have a man, she often has to take on a masculine role. But when a man doesn't have a woman, he doesn't necessarily have to take on a feminine role.
Ooh. That's too good a question for me to answer personally.
I just think women are more apt to be more manly
and independent.
Like, it's okay for a woman to be more manly than it is for a man to be feminine.
Yeah.
I think. I just feel like people think that, even though it
That's
shouldn't be
natural.
true.
That's a normal thing for us, is to go through hardships, to earn your scars and to earn your pain. And then from that, you become the man that you are. And then with women, it's not necessarily the same thing. You can be independent and then work on yourself and stuff, but you usually develop, again, those same scars. And then that puts a coating on you. And then that makes it more difficult when you try and get into a relationship, because now you feel like you have to do this stuff for yourself instead of being able to let the person you're be with do it for you.
Pressure builds diamonds, right? Guys actually have to earn their stripes, like he said, right? But the hardships of the world, because the world is hard, makes women hard. But they have to preserve their softness, their warmness, the motherly side. So that's why it doesn't have the same effect on us. You got to be weird. That's why the combination between man and woman is good, is because the man acts as a shield to the hardness of the world.
When a woman doesn't have a man to take care of her and provide for her, she has to do it for herself, and that's
Mm.
considered being more masculine.
Well, wouldn't that prove that masculinity is more essential for survival than femininity?
Ooh, fuck. I had never thought about that, so it's all right.
And if that's true, why is masculinity seen as toxic?
Masculinity is vital for society to continue.
It's toxic now because it's not needed as much as it used to be, right? When times are easy, we tend to let go of things that were actually essential once, and that's what we're noticing. But it's the hard times create strong men, and so on and so forth. Now things are getting really hard. We're gonna need strong men, and we'll see soon enough how useful they truly are. So we're not panicking about that. Look, we'll keep it at that. If you like the content, subscribe, share, like the video, and I will see you next time. Peace.